Hey guys, this is Tim McKelvey. I'm the quarterback coach here at North Little Rock High School. I'm also a certified quarterback instructor with the National Football Academies. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about some advanced quarterback play with three specific skills that we look for in our high school quarterbacks. We're not really going to look at the basic stuff like throwing, some throwing mechanics. What we're going to look at today really is three very specific throwing skills and quarterback skills. First of all, starting out with the three-step drop, and then we're going to come back and look at manipulating the pocket. And the last one is going to be some of our advanced footwork drills we do. Before we get into the drills, I've got a couple of things that we do here at North Little Rock. We have a quarterback program where we teach our kids 7th through 12th grade what we expect from them on the field, off the field. They get to know me and what the language that we use. And so by the time they get to us in high school, we don't have to waste our time reteaching everything. And so what you're going to see is our high school quarterbacks that have been with us for several years and the progress that they've made through the video. Quarterback position is probably one of the most glorified positions in sports. It is probably the hardest position to play in all of sports. If everything goes right, you're the hero. If you lose, it's your fault. And so we make sure our kids understand that. We turn the pressure up on them every day in practice so they can perform in the game. And our young man we have this year that's been a 2-year starter for us has done a real good job of stepping up and putting his feet to the fire and taking the pressure. So what we teach our guys with a common language that we use here with our throwing mechanics. And real briefly, to go through that, we talk about the three things you need for a spiral. The nose of the football has to be up in the air. You have to create a spiral by your wrist movement. And the football has to fly down an 18-inch hallway, which is a vertical plane, and not just the horizontal plane, but the vertical plane. And so we work on that, and we have two phrases that we say here: elbow miss zero and wrist fired early. And that way, if they miss a throw, I can tell a kid, hey, elbow miss zero, and he knows that his elbow didn't lead out in front of his wrist to deliver the ball. He was out to the side, or he missed it, and in doing so, throws too high or throws into the ground. Wrist fired early means that he fired his wrist before the kinetic chain got to finish all the way through his arm, and that makes the football wobble. So if he sees the wobble, he knew that he fired his wrist too early. And so all I have to say is elbow miss zero, wrist fired early, and he should be able to correct himself. And we teach that over several weeks and training sessions. So by the time they get to this point that you're about to see, I can just say two simple phrases. We're on the same page, and I've got to spend time correcting throwing mechanics. So it's worked real good for us here recently. We like to continue on the same path that these guys have set us on. So the first drill that you're going to see is a basic three-step drop. This is our high school quarterback, Heath Land, who's a 2-year starter. I had a real good season this year. A couple of things that we look for in a three-step drop out of a high school quarterback. First and foremost is their first step gets as far back from the line of scrimmage as possible. Second of all, their second step begins to catch their weight, and they're going to start turning their foot to which direction they're throwing. And their third step is real short, where they catch their weight, and they're going to begin to what we call set the hallway, where they're going to be throwing to their receiver. And we tell them to think of a laser beam going through the back of your foot, through the Nike swoosh or the Under Armour or whatever you have on your cleat, going right out to the middle of the target, and that's where you go after when you deliver the ball. And so we tell them it's one big, two little, and then we also, first thing we do is we make them take a football, they raise their right hand and say, I will not hitch, I will not hop on a three-step drop. They know that if they hitch on a three-step drop or they hop on a three-step drop, they're doing some push-ups, because you don't have time to do that. You have to take 3 steps and get rid of the football. Otherwise, it's going to be an incomplete pass or an interception, and they understand that. Couple of errors that a lot of a lot of younger quarterbacks make in a three-step drop is their steps are too slow. All three steps are too big. They take an extra hitch forward. Their back foot is set the wrong direction, and so they have to slash across their body in order to do that. And so that's something we don't want to look for. Heath does a real good job in his three-step drop, and probably his only major problem he has right now is he's too short. We want him to be tall from the waist up, but slight bend in the knee from the waist down. And as soon as your back foot hits, we want the football coming out, going straight to the target. So here's the first clip. This is Heath on a three-step drop. All right, the next video clip you're going to see is one of my favorite drills we have about pocket manipulation. Unfortunately, in a football game, the pocket, so to speak, doesn't always stay nice and in horseshoe shape for our quarterbacks to throw in. A lot of times our offensive linemen get matched up against a real good defensive lineman, and they don't block them. They miss a block, and we have to do something in order to get out of the way and still throw the football without getting sacked. So this next drill, it's called gap escapes, and we teach our quarterbacks how to get out of the way if somebody's coming. Our gaps are what we call are lettered. If you start in the middle, you have A gap, and then we teach the next. We do not teach a B gap escape. The next one is a C gap, and then the outside, the farthest gap is a D gap. So on the A gap escape, when you have somebody coming right up between the center and the guard, all we do is we teach our quarterback to step away with his back foot and throw opposite of the pressure and let that defender's momentum carry him forward. And all you have to do is just step over out of the way and throw the football, no problem. And you don't even get hit. There's a more advanced move to it. You can step over, step up, and throw it. But we just tell them step away with your back foot and throw the football. It's very important to remember to step with your back foot. If you step with your front foot, you can't set your back foot hallway to deliver the target to your receiver. Also, you're going to be off balance, and your throw is going to be off balance, and it may be up in the air for an interception or something. So that's very, very important on the A-gap escape. On a C-gap escape, this is usually where an offensive tackle gets defeated. One thing that we teach our quarterbacks to do, first of all, is always step up. And if they can't step up and deliver the football, we want to step up. We want to dip our shoulder, protect the football on our outside hip, and then we're going to get depth. We're going to go around the offensive lineman and the defender. We're going to widen, get a lot of depth, and set back up, and then we're going to throw the football and look down the field. And then our last resort is obviously throw it out of bounds. As we say, hit a cheerleader or a spectator in the stands with some popcorn, or we're going to run is our two options. But we also don't want to continue too far because the defensive end is sitting outside is going to hit us right in the mouth. That's a C-gap escape. D-gap escape doesn't happen as often. Heath liked to do this a lot. If they're coming at you, we have what we call a jab step. You give them a little jab step, let their momentum carry them forward, and then you're going to push off and you get real wide, and then we're going to continue our sprint out throwing mechanics on the way out, running downhill, and then either throw the football or we're going to continue to run. If the D-gap comes from the backside, somebody coming from behind your back, we want to dip our shoulder, and then we're going to spin and reverse out and continue our sprint out, throwing mechanics, going downhill, and once again, throw the football or run. And so this next video clip is a couple of the gap escape drills of the A gap escape and the C gap escape. Okay, here we have an A gap escape. Quarterback takes a three-step drop, gets pressure to the A gap, step away with your back foot, and deliver the football to the left. Again, the key is to step away from the direction of the blitzer and throw the ball to the opposite side. Now we're going to work on a C gap escape. As you can see in the video, the left tackle gets defeated by a defensive end. So the quarterback wants to take a three-step drop, can dip his shoulder, you go around the defender, get depth, set up, and stay away from the defensive end, and then remember to keep his feet moving, look down the field, and deliver the football. And again, his other option is simply to run. All right, the last drills that we do are our footwork drills. One of the most important skills for a high school quarterback is his footwork. If he doesn't have any footwork, we like to say you're dead in the water or in quicksand. So we work tirelessly every day on our footwork drills. Some of these have various names. We call them the Georgia bag drills because we got a lot of these from the University of Georgia. Like we say in football a lot, we don't reinvent the wheel. You know, we use a lot of people do the same type of drills, but they still serve the same purpose. You'll see our three quarterbacks going over some dummies. There's a couple of different sequences that we do. We'll do a three-step drop where they step over, step up, reset, three-step, step over, step up, reset, three-step, and then throw the football. Then we'll do one off of reaction where they three-step, I blow the whistle. As soon as they hear the whistle, they put their foot in the ground, throw the football. That works on reaction time. Another one we call over, over, back, back. They go over two and back one with their back foot. Always your back foot always goes first. And then they throw the football. We have one where we'll snake through it. And again, this takes maybe 5 minutes during the individual period, every practice, especially in preseason, just to get their footwork down. And this will allow them in a game setting to do the gap escapes or the three-step drop and keep their feet active. We call it happy feet. Make sure their feet are always moving, they're not stopped, and we always want them going forward. And back foot always goes first. So most of our quarterbacks have done this several times, and you'll see in the video clip a couple of corrections to make with the kids. But a lot of times it's become second nature to them, and that's the way that we want it. We don't want them thinking very much. We just want them to execute, be able to keep their eyes downfield. What you'll see younger quarterbacks do is look straight down at their feet because they don't want to step on the bag. They're so worried about stepping on the bag, but we don't want them to do that. We want them looking downfield, and I'll even give them numbers. They have to call out what number I have up as they're dropping across the bag to simulate coverage, defensive coverages, and then throw the football. So here is the bag drills. Okay, these are our Georgia bag drills. This one is three-step shuffle. Take a three-step drop, shuffle up, and then take a three-step drop and deliver the football. Again, you can see our third-string quarterback, Dion, going through the bag drills. He's kind of new at this. You see he kind of has a really tight shuffle. We don't want that. We want his hips between his feet, shuffling up, and then deliver the ball. This is a little twist to the three-step shuffle. They're going to take a three-step and shuffle, and as soon as they hear the whistle, they're going to put their foot in the ground and deliver the ball as soon as possible. This simulates a game environment, reacting to an external stimuli, getting rid of the ball as quickly as possible, accurately, without making a bad throw like Dion just did in this particular example. Now we got over, over, back, back. Peyton, our free safety, who's a quarterback, doing a good job here, keeping his eyes downfield. Dion doing the same thing. Remember, younger quarterbacks tend to keep their head down. We want our head up, looking downfield. All right, guys, I appreciate the time. These are, again, just 3 advanced high school quarterback drills. If we had enough time, we'd get into throwing mechanics, and really, honestly, we don't have enough time because we spend probably 2 months just working on throwing mechanics. But these are some advanced drills you can use with the quarterbacks that we use here at North Little Rock High School. Hopefully, they'll be useful. Best of luck. Thank you.